going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man.
What's going on, guys? Beastmodesmooth back with another video. Of course, I have my co-host Naya in the building. Let's go ahead and break down this video. Make sure you guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So here we go.
So I'm gonna say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain.
If you know you have a solid man and you're like, of course I trust him. He makes better decisions than I do. So yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the full trust in your man, you will be more than glad to do that. So I think that's probably where she's gonna get to, is being like, my man is amazing. Of course I'm gonna let him lead because I trust his decision making. So what? That's not even a question in my mind, right? But if you don't trust your man to make the good decisions and lead you guys in the right direction, that's when you're gonna take the step, being like, I don't fully believe in you like that. So I'm gonna be the one to lead because I don't trust you to make the best decision. That's what it is. So more women are trying to being like, nah, my man doesn't really know what he's doing. So I think I'm better. So I'm gonna be the one leading.
Start feeling some type of way, Jeannie Mai is just letting people know she doesn't want to be the leader when it comes to her marriage with her fiance Jeezy.
Girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time in my life.
All the time. It's tired to be the boss of that all the time.
The real co-host is tired of making so many decisions when it comes to her career. She likes the idea of her man taking the lead at home.
I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us.
I think over time, Jeannie has kind of evolved as a person. She's realized that, fighting in the corporate world and then coming home and trying to be the head of your household, it's exhausting, right? Like, you need to have a break. And let's be honest, she's kind of going against her biological DNA if she has to come home and be that head. So the fact that she's allowing young Jeezy to kind of take ownership of that, I mean, that's how it should be, right? And let's be honest, it's young Jeezy, trap or die. He has more of that alpha frame, so to speak, right? So it only makes sense for her to kind of submit to him. But what are your thoughts on that?
No, I was gonna say too, because Jeezy, obviously he has more of a dominant spirit on him. So I think for her, because she recognizes that, she's like, it's easier for her to ease into submission, especially because in her last marriage, I guess that wasn't the case.
Right.
And she was kind of fighting with it, right? So she's probably thinking more so all right, it was a lot of work in my last marriage of leading that and my jobs and all that kind of stuff. And it didn't work out well for her there. So now that she has a dominant man, she's like, oh, thank God I can release some of this pressure and just focus on what I got going. And then my man is great and I'm just going to let him be great. So,
yeah. So I think the key takeaway for that is a woman will submit to the right man.
It doesn't mean she's lower than her husband.
That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. It's not that. It's you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision, he formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that.
Jeannie said how she grew up definitely played a factor in deciding what type of marriage she wants to have.
My mom has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household, to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what, go ahead, whatever you want to decide, go ahead, and I'm just going to do me. And that causes a wedge, and I can have that tendency. I'm just saying, for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it.
But we have a feeling this whole submissive thing is working for Jeannie and Jeezy. I mean, hello, the man bought her a billboard proving he knows how to lead.
I just want to wish you luck on your big night tonight. Got a little something for you.
Yep, Jeannie is currently competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars, but Jeezy took matters into his own hands by telling fans to vote for her.
Who gets their fiance a billboard just to encourage people to vote for Dancing with the Stars, but on their birthday? It's his birthday right now.
and he's busy getting me a billboard to help me garner votes.
It's incredible.
This is just really nice. Okay, I think it's great that there's more people. Like, I'm glad there's another example of someone that's saying, hey, submission is not being inferior to somebody. It's also just, again, it comes back to trust. And her, like, she has a great life with her new husband. And she's just like, she's just showing the positive side of it, right? So I'm super happy that she's able to explain this, and being in entertainment, more people will be able to see this and be like, oh, look at Jeannie's situation. She was able to submit to her man. Hopefully they're not going to take it like, I need to find me a Jeezy. That's not the case. Don't take it that far. But I'm just saying, like, when you find a good man and, the right man.
The right man, yep.
You'll find the right man, and it'll be easy for you to submit. So if it's hard for you to submit, you might want to rethink the man that you're with. That could also be another thing too.
Jeannie Ma put the work in, right? She was once a modern woman that has turned more traditional, right? So to all the modern women that are watching this channel, you don't have to be combative. You don't have to be aggressive to work with a man, right? Figure out what your role is in that position and play that role.
Yeah, and also discuss it with your man of what your position should be. Right? That's also another thing too. So if he wants to be the one to handle the finances, and he's like, this is where I want to, like, I really love you to be at home and to cook and clean. Like, you have to talk with him and see like what position he would need you to be in as well to support him. Right? So just want to put that out there too. Also, another thing I want to point out, she experienced it from her mother. Okay. That's where she got it initially from. And to think like, and she knows that like, her experience with her parents, seeing how they would interact and how her mom was always leading all the decisions and whatnot. And her dad just being like, oh, like kind of like standing off kind of thing. And then that's probably how she was in her first marriage. And then was like, this is not, I don't like it, And then now switching it up, and then now being like, you know what, I really want to be in the more submissive role, and just allowing her man to do that. It's going to be more, it's less stressful that way, to be quite honest with you. Like, thank God you lead. Let's just say that. Like, I really, because I trust you so much, and I'm just kind of like, you know what you're doing, and I fully trust you. So I'm just kind of like, it just makes my life so much easier, and it puts you in a position where you're like, okay, she trusts me, right? And like, things like, you can do what you need to do. You'll tell me what needs to get done. It gets done, and we move on with our lives. Right. Simple as that. I think it's just the most keeping your life as simple as possible, right? Life is already hard enough. And for someone to, having the man that's, very strong and masculine as you are, to be like, you know what, I know what we're going to do, and I have faith in him, and like, this is what I need from you, and then this is what I'm going to do. Let's get it done and just keep it pushing, And it's great. Just letting you know, FYI, it's great. So just try it out, see what happens.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.